let's have a relationship. Tenderize me. Let's do it.
The After Party Podcast. We got a guest, everyone. Someone finally came to see us.
Woo!
This is
Hello.
nice.
Hey.
Hey,
Juju
guys,
Green. Juju Green, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing? And thank you for coming on, both of those.
Oh man, I am doing just fine. You guys got a head start on me over there on the East Coast. When I started being an influencer, the first thing I was excited about was being able to wake up whenever I wanted, and then you guys asked me to wake up at 6:30 in the morning. So
Yes.
just
Listen to you.
fine.
Okay, boo-hoo. You know what? It's kind of funny because we have you on late. We've had people on the West Coast have to wake up at 3 o'clock, and they do hair and makeup
Gosh.
for audio, which makes no sense at all. So I don't know. You look good though. You look great. So Juju Green, of course, millions of people are following every week on TikTok, and he is reviewing not only movies that you see in theaters but also streaming. And I got to tell you, I miss the art form of a great reviewer of film. We lost a lot of that, of course, during pandemic when no one would go to a theater. Streaming was it, but you do both.
Yes.
So, but which do you
Yes.
prefer? Do you like theater or streaming the best for you?
You know what, man? I think this year's proven that the theater experience is unmatched. Like, there's also, a certain je ne sais quoi of just being on the couch and watching something that you just chose, like, on the TV screen. But I feel like with movies like Sinners and F1 coming out this year, and also, weirdly enough, K-pop Demon Hunters, the sing-along event, it's just something about sitting next to a theater with some strangers and freaking weapons too, just interacting with the people and strangers around you. Like it's really nothing like it. So I'm gonna have to say theaters, man. It's my thing.
Oh, can we go back to something he just said?
What?
Interacting with the people around you? Are you like high-fiving people? Are you talking to them? What's going on over there?
Depends on the movie, man. Like, I was at a screening for Weapons, and I don't know if you guys have seen that movie,
Yes.
but it's a highly interactive movie. And when certain things happen, sometimes you just want to kind of look to the person on your left to like be like, did you see what I'm just seeing? And we're all in this like one moment together, and it's really cool to just feel like you're a part of something. So when I say interacting, it's not like I'm running up and down the aisles of the theater.
That's what I was picturing.
Yeah.
For
You
sure.
should.
Or like yelling at the screen. I'm like, no, don't be one of those guys. Okay, cool.
And Juju,
I
Weapons.
want to go to one of those type of theaters one day. Maybe one of those midnight showings of The Room will help. But there's a theater for that, but not just every theater can do that for you.
Gandhi went to see Weapons, and she was covering her eyes.
Yeah.
So that's another thing you see, people covering their eyes. You're like, what the F are you doing? Watch the show.
I do one of these things where like I can see just a little bit, but I feel safer with, an index finger and a ring finger kind of blocking things.
It is one of those movies you cover your eyes to, but also I think it's one of the best comedies of the year, strangely enough. It's a strangely hilarious movie. So I think if you uncover your eyes, you'll get as much laughs as you get scares.
I did laugh out loud toward the end a lot more.
So that ending is one of the best endings of the year.
If you're
Funny
wondering
and creepy
about
and gross at the same time.
Yeah.
Ugh, I need to see it again. If you wonder if the theater experience is about the huge screen and the loud sound versus the people around you, you could actually go sit in a theater with the huge screen and the loud sound, but by yourself, it's not the same. You're absolutely right. It's the people around you. Danielle, what do you want to say?
So I know we're going to talk about The Conjuring, and it's like my favorite horror movie franchise. I love horror movies. You being a movie reviewer and going to see all of these movies, does it now take a lot to scare you? Like, I know you went to Universal Halloween Horror Nights the other night.
Yeah.
Like, does it take a lot to get to you?
Yeah, so it doesn't take it takes a lot to scare me in a movie now. So when a movie does truly genuinely terrify me, I use that as a metric for how great the movie is. And I feel, thank you for mentioning The Conjuring, because I've said that The Conjuring is one of the movies that have revolutionized the jump scare. Usually when it comes to jump scares, you can kind of tell when they're happening, and when you can tell something's happening, the scares are just not there. But with The Conjuring, they've really perfected the timing of when exactly to scare you, like lulling you into a sense of security and then just going clap on, clap off, right? And so I feel like the Conjuring franchise is really good at that. But with all the movies that I've seen, you feel like you start to see everything, right? And so, Weapons didn't necessarily scare me as much. I saw the new Conjuring. I wasn't necessarily terrified, but movies like Bring Her Back, that also came out this year from A24 and the Filippo brothers, terrifying stuff because it's mostly about tone setting. So I joke about this and I say, like, you got to Monsters Inc. me, and you got to basically like psychologically tenderize me and then hit me with the jump scare versus like just hit me with the jump scare. You got to play with me a little bit. Like, it's a relationship, you know?
You need to be wined and dined first.
Yeah.
Wine and dine me first with the terror. Don't just raw dog it.
And thanks to Juju Green, I'm praying I get tenderized this weekend. So we'll see what happens. So, I mean, are you a student of film actually from a collegiate standpoint, or just because you like to go see movies? Where did your love and fascination for the art come from?
I just love movies, man. Like I didn't go to film school. I took a couple of film classes in college, but you know, I wouldn't necessarily call myself like a film school student, you would say. Like, I was just a guy who didn't really have a lot of friends when I was a kid and didn't know how to connect with people. And, you know, I just found out at an early age that everyone loved movies. So I would just watch movies all day, not just because they were my only friends, but I figured if I can watch this whole thing, remember every quote, and then quote it back to them at school, maybe I can make a friend. Oh. So, you know, at the end of the day, like, it's just something that I truly love. I feel connected to the stories and the characters. And, you know, I won't always have like the most intelligent review that goes out there. I have friends that do what I do that are just so smart, and they can just break down the ratio, they can break down the cinematographers and things of that sort. And me, I feel like I call myself an emotional movie watcher. And so I think that's what kind of attached a lot of people to me, because I speak for kind of like the everyman who loves films, who usually feel like that being a cinephile, there's a barrier to entry. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Well, that's how we watch films. We don't watch for. We don't know if it's a shot that's perfect that makes you feel a certain way. We just know we feel a certain way. We can't really explain why. I don't know. Right. So
yeah,
look, back in the old days,
knows about that. It's always cool if you know they can explain it to you, and that's like the power of movies. Like, there's many different types of movie watchers, right? So I feel like I'm a different type.
So you know, years ago we had Siskel and Ebert, and then. And actually, on our show, we had Mr. Movie Phone. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Maybe before your time.
Yeah, I do remember Mr. Movie Phone.
He was here every week. So you're totally different. I mean, if we found a way to beg you and plead with you to come on with us from time to time to talk about what's in the theaters that weekend, it's different now, because back then it was a one-way communication from the reviewer. Now, because of TikTok and social media, it's two ways. What are you finding you give as far as the review goes that moves the meter the most, that moves the crowd to go, yes, that's why I want to go see it? Are you seeing patterns like that?
Yeah, no, see, I think you're 100% right with, like, you know, the Siskel and Ebert, and, you know, they just kind of watch their movies and then they put out their reviews. And I don't know if they were 100%. Obviously, you know, they got a lot of accolades later on with everyone knowing them and calling them legendary reviewers, but I feel like they just kind of put out their review and then people just responded. Now, since there is that two-way communication and, you know, social media people like myself, like, you know, we look at the views and, like, we hope they do well and things of that sort. But when I put out my review, I feel like the authenticity of just kind of like, here's something that I saw, here's something that I liked, and I feel like that authenticity is what attaches people to it, right? Like I said, I'm an emotional movie watcher. So, like, I can give you kind of like, you know, the deep dives on what this movie's about, what certain scenes mean and things of that sort. But at the end of the day, I just go, yo, I just saw this movie like The Long Walk, and it's the best movie, one of the, like, my number 2 movie of the year under Sinners, because it made me feel this, and I'm feeling this so strongly right now. And I feel like that's what people, at the end of the day, want to go to the theater to do. They just want to feel, whether it's like terrified in The Conjuring, or they want to feel dread with a weird mixture of hope in The Long Walk, or whether they just want to see something really freaking cool with Sinners that just will, like, it's like, you know, one of the best films I feel like of the last like century. It's, I don't know what necessarily moves the needle, but I feel like the authenticity of just saying, hey, this movie is great for me because of A, B, and C. And then, like, whatever audience that catches on to when it comes to the algorithm is, you know, whatever it catches on to. We're all slave to the algorithms at the end of the day. All
right. Should we just put Juju to the test here?
Yeah.
Let's go. What are we watching?
Oh, God.
Yeah, there's a test. What are we watching this weekend? If I have $45,000 to spend at the theater this weekend, what am I going to go see? And what is something that's not getting a lot of attention that you really think we should be seeing? Because I think you're absolutely the go-to guy for stuff like that.
Yes. So if you had $45 this weekend and you have to see one movie, I would say if you could get a chance to go to a theater and see this movie called Lurker, I would highly recommend this movie called Lurker.
Lurker, okay.
Like, that's the best movie in the theater right now. If you don't know, the story is essentially about a guy who is a super fan. Like, we're talking like an Eminem stan of this Frank Ocean like musical artist. And one day the musical artist walks into his store and he basically weasels his way into his life, into his friend group. And you see how the line between fan and friend starts to blur, how he's obsessed with him, how he basically just wants to hold on to him and treats him as a commodity. And it's a movie that just basically talks about social media and desperation and people who are fans essentially being like not original and not the same, and just it's a very parasitic relationship, and how we're all just looking for a connection, whether that be from the artist who just wants to have a real friend or a fan who just wants to touch a little bit of fame. It is a very deeply unsettling movie while also being a darkly funny movie. The ending is something that'll make you go, what? And it will create conversations with your friends.
Wow.
But it's just really interesting to see this character do everything that it takes to stay within the vicinity of this music artist. And again, it's very creepy, but it's also very darkly funny.
So is that in theaters or streaming?
It's in theaters right now. You can check it out.
Okay. Gosh, I got to get back to a theater. Do you know there's such a huge percentage of people who have yet to return to theaters after COVID? And COVID was, what, 15 years ago? I don't even know what it was.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Is it safe to say that Lurker will eventually be streaming and I'll be okay? I can be safe at home to watch that? Or is this a film that you need to be in a theater full of people to see?
Yes, it's going to be on streaming. I believe it will be on, if I'm correct, Shudder, which is, yes, another streaming service, but Shudder is like really great when it comes to horror. They're like kind of the horror capital of all streaming services. And if spooky season is here now, it's official. Halloween is next month. So I feel like if that's what you're into, that's a movie you should definitely check out. But also, K-pop Demon Hunters is always right there on Netflix. How huge is crushing it.
I think I'm going to watch that this weekend. I'm so excited because everybody talks about this.
Well, that's the thing. I think I should watch it because everyone else is watching it. Otherwise, I wouldn't really have any need to watch it. Did you see it?
Have I seen it? I've seen it maybe like 12 times now. I have an 8-year-old dog. I'm a big, now new K-pop fan, but it's done by Sony Animation, the same creators of Spider-Verse, Mitchell's vs. the Machines. The animation is sublime. The music is addicting. I'm warning you right now, when you watch it, you will be addicted to the soundtrack for life. But it's one of the biggest movies on Netflix ever, I believe. I think it's their #1 watch movie now, and it's only been out for 2 months.
All right. Now I got to see it. I got stuff to do this weekend. Juju Green, of course, thank you so much for being here. And would you kindly come back and do this again? Because let's like make it a usual dance. Can we do that? Yeah. I think I'd like that a lot.
let's have a relationship. Tenderize me. Let's do it.
We're gonna tenderize each other. And Danielle, he says spooky season is here. If Shudder is your streaming service, you need to have a film on that's frightening 24 hours a day, go to Shudder and do it.
And I love the fact that he said spooky season is here. It's official. I love it.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, she has a problem with that. She loves it. Juju Green, thank you so much for coming on with us. We appreciate it.